The international cricket for Canada, but Big Nepal will get a look here. You can see probably the 11 you'd have in play here for Canada. One of them just an ODI debut.
Especially if you're trying to get an automatic qualification into the next round.
Cut away with real power. Vintage Aaron Johnson. He's a dangerous player. Thuds into the Cricket Canada board. That went, well, like a rocket really off the bat, didn't it? Behind square. And the first boundary of the return to ODI cricket here in Canada belongs to our other man outside the circles on the leg side. That's a wide fine leg. And short and wide and cut away, and I think it's cut all the way. In fact, it's just one bounce just in front of the rope. It's quite big square here, not so big down the ground. There was all sorts of positioning of fielders on the offside. I'm not sure short and wide was the plan. Johnson likes that bit of width and gets 4. Well, and oh my, maybe from the first delivery we might have a wicket. It's given. Johnson can't believe it. Square leg at a good look at it. Take a brilliant catch, and he's refusing to go. And the umpire, the standing umpire, sorry, which is it, Powerade, isn't it, with the Coca-Cola sponsorship, as this goes down the ground, really well struck, and that's gone a long way, nearly over the retaining net. Well, what a start from Pargat Singh. Tossed up teasingly, he took the bait, smashes it for 6.
And that's their talent. That's the talent we were talking about earlier. More than capable with the bat.
Should be really well attended. This one is hooked away and going to be hooked away for 4. Short ball tested out by Karen Casey, and Daliwell finally finds something to cheer.
He got some good bat on that, and he'll be happy to have picked up a boundary. It's going to do wonders for his confidence as well. Always a good feeling to get that first boundary.
Start of this game, all sorts of issues. Free hit again, edged away, and it's going to be edged away surely for 4 because it's so short straight here, and Arif Sheikh cannot cut that off. Are being played more and more regularly. Now this is beautifully bowled, and the umpire's finger goes up. He finally gets a decision going his way and gets the Nepal fans sparking into cheers of joy, elation. I'm not sure which delivery it was, whether it was the googly or the leg break. Again,
gears here.
And there's that use of the feet again, and a very elegant stroke from Daliwell. You're just speculating off air about potentially that Daliwell, with all his experience, might start to look to escalate and advance things, and that, well, for me, alongside the 5, that's absolutely fine. Instead, they're going to take on the bad ones, and that's hit down the ground. Again, it's the shortest boundary that there is at this venue. 1 bounce, and it's a welcome boundary for Harsh Thakur.
Well, look back at Harsh Thakur, Sandeep Labby.
1 in his career for him. And he's not going to get to 50 as Jah finds something from the pitch. He spoke about how you may never be in this surface, and Kushal Bertel takes the catch at backward point, and Nepal have the 3rd.
2 easy catch in the end, and Canada lose their 3rd, 109 for 3, as Navneet Daliwal goes for 40.
A haircut ahead of the series too for the skipper. This is slog swept away and really nicely played. Cammy thought he might have been able to cut it off, but there's only the one man deep in the leg side.
Good signs this for Canada as well. Nick Curtin coming out
over against Curtin, but Irie to Curtin. You can see causing problems immediately. Angle in and a little bit of turn. Curtin wants a second mix up. Oh, the throw's gone to the wrong end. Irie gets it to the keeper, and he's gone. It's Harsh Thakur. Complete miscommunication on all the brilliance of Dipender Singh Irie on show. Doesn't get the wicket with the ball, but we said the fielding could be the difference between these two sides. If they'd gone immediately, they'd have got back for the second. The throw went to the wrong end, but how well did Irie do to get the throw back to the gloves of Aston? And now he's gone. The aggression pays the price. It's a good catch from Gulshan Jah. Held going swiftly to his right, and Nepal are starting to put the hosts in a real stranglehold, a chokehold. Just his 6th delivery, has a real go at it, dances down. Played 40, won only 16. So definitely a noticeable drop off as Curtin gets a good piece of this. and is going to get 4. It was a bit of a drag down, not the best delivery from Rohit Powdell. Didn't bounce much either, did it? But Curtin kept his eye on it very well. Kind of the off-field criteria, some of the infrastructure is great. There's great facilities being developed. As Dylan Hayligger looks for the big one, and he's going to get very lucky to get 4.
Well, he's out there for that purpose, to try and bring some runs on the board. First signs of aggression from him here at Dylan Hayligger.
Hit it way out towards the man. I think it's Irie, is it, out there? And if he can't get there, well, nobody will. It's going to be a boundary 4. He gets applause from Sandeep Lamachane. Of course, it's Dipender Singh Irie. He's absolutely everywhere.
He is flying through the air there in the deep, but that ball, the ball is quickly...
Oh, wow. This has gone miles. One of the biggest you would ever see anywhere in the world. He hits a massive ball, does Dylan Hayligger. Over pitch from Lamachane, and it's gone over the retaining net. We're going to see new balls called for. It's not a big straight boundary, but that... Now this one's gone many a mile. It's almost out onto the main road. Miles over the head of Dipender Singh Irie. Lamachane drags one down. Hayligger is playing a little gem of a knock. It's another big hit, and it's 6 more to the total.
4 good deliveries, and the 5th one goes for a maximum. Dylan Hayligger, what are you doing here? Making a bit of a...
Half a chip shot towards Bertel. He's going to take the catch. Clever bowling from Lalit Rajbanshi. Didn't want to allow him to free his arms, and he's ended up really just giving it away. It's just half a shot. Wasn't able to use the power that he possesses. We spoke earlier about how good Kushal Bertel is in the deep, and he was never going to drop that. And Nepal, they needed that breakthrough.
They needed that breakthrough, and the only remaining batter as he goes down the ground, and this is going to be a maximum. Nick Curtin taking the attack to the Nepalese bowlers with that maximum. It was a tracer bullet straight down. They were able to do that.
It's Sampal Kami that they turned to, and the changes worked immediately. Karen Casey has a few of the Nepal fans dancing up in the crowd. No real celebrations. It was a change of pace. I think it's that knuckleball that he's definitely been... Now Curtin goes again. Well, this is an exhibition. It goes straight on to the tent. It's a big 6. It's been quite sensational. Nicholas Curtin is driving Canada up to a total that could well be a winning one. Despite the wicket in the over, 13 runs come from it. It's 233. Looks for the block hole, and Curtin smashes it for 6 more. What a knock this has been. I think one of the best I've maybe ever seen in Cricket World Cup League 2, given the circumstances, the conditions and the match situation. He's got to 70 off 41. Canada 248 for 7. To finish out the 50th over, finish out the final delivery of the innings. It's been a dramatic innings. Canada have somehow got up to north of 250. It didn't look likely for most of that first innings, and you've got to say that could well be a winning score on a surface that played a little bit better than we expected. A very green...
But a lot of people don't actually live in downtown Toronto. They live out and around the areas. Really keen to see how Ansh Patel, the debutant, goes as well.
Clipped around the corner, man out there, but goes to his left. Gonna be 4. Never really looked like getting there, did he, Akil Kumar? And a nice pick-up. It's almost a pick-up hook shot, isn't it, rather than a pull. And we didn't mention Janakpur. This is full, pretty straight and gone. And Dylan Hayligger has his man. Maybe just looked to me to be angling in towards that leg stump, but the overpitched and driven very stylishly. Asif Sheikh is going to get just about his second boundary as it runs away to the rope. That's a fine shot. Just a fraction full and punished. Going to be back to back here, is it? Maybe not quite with the outfield the way it is. In fact, it will get to the rope. Two very stylish strokes. The first one off the front foot, this time off the back. He's an elegant player, isn't he, Asif Sheikh? And those two shots will fill the Nepal fans full of confidence.
Various different age groups. Feel some pride.
Yeah, this looks very close. It's full, it's straight, and it's gone. And Sharkey was looking to drive. He's generally been bowling back of a length. This time he went fuller. Maybe the footwork was just a little slower than it needed to be, and it could have just ducked back in as well. I think it's a pretty fair decision. Looks to me like it's going to go on and crash into middle, maybe into leg stump. Finger goes up. Canada, an inspired for Nepal, potentially. And it's down the leg side, and that's going to be given. It really looked a sweep, but it's going to be a maiden wicket on his ODI debut for Ansh Patel. It just popped up teasingly. And keeper Sherry Asmova, who's so good with the gloves, he almost had to wait for it to fall into them. Maybe an under edge or some glove or something. It's come off the pad, and now Nepal have lost. Very big, but he hasn't attempted to yet. Now he does, and he's gone. Well, a bemusing innings from a real young talent. He's been out there for 42 balls again. It's an excellent catch. This time it's Navneet Dalivial, and Sad Bin Safar gets a reward. He's better when he's hitting straight down the ground. He tries to go square, but he cannot get it over the head of the man. The debutant, the other wrist spinner that Lamachani's going to have to face. It's a good piece of that. But how often is he going to be able to do it is the question. It's a maximum for Lamachani. Maybe a little bit of a statement to his teammates. That's the way we need it to be playing. They've allowed the debutant to bowl at him. Got that one into his hitting arc and gets it all the way for 6.
Well, we haven't seen a maximum in a very long time. Sandeep Lamachani coming out to the middle. First real sign of aggression from Nepal. Ansh Patel on the receiving end, unfortunately.
Jumping up and down the order so much. And the bowlers bowling in several different areas and parts of the game. How easy must it be? 27 bowled, 96 for 7. There isn't necessarily clear role definition throughout kind of every phase of the innings.
Too much versatility.
Why? Why do you have to do that? As Lamachani tries to take on another big hit. I think he's got enough of this too. It's 6 more. Well, while Sandeep Lamachani is there, the fans that have stayed on for Nepal are going to have some fun. He's flown to 16 off just 5. It was flighted up, and one wrist spinner takes down the other one.
Ansh Patel, he's going for...
Over pitch this time, and Jah takes the opportunity to pounce upon it and hit it away for 4. And the remaining Nepal fans are starting to find their voice, because Hayligger's dived over that out at long off, and an over where Patel could have maybe a Jah out 3 times. He gets hit for a boundary now.
Low full toss, just missing the length this time around.
Bowls him straight through, and Hayligger is maybe putting the crown on what is surely going to be a player of the match performance despite Curtin's excellence. It's been all about this man today. He made 30 off 27 with the bat. He really got that first innings going. Big appeal here, and it's going to be 5. Well, what a day out Dylan Hayligger has had, and well may he celebrate. It's a first ever 5-wicket haul in one-day international cricket for the 34-year-old. He has trapped Jah LBW, and he's deserved every single bit of that. And the few Canadian...
And thanks to the fans.
KC goes downtown, man out there, just over his head. Hayligger, well, it would have been the perfect day if he'd somehow plucked that out of the sky like Michael Jordan, but instead, well, I had to get to Spain. Zakil Kumar finds the edge and is going to end it all. They will get to 150, they'll get no more, and it's going to be a dominant, but I don't think anybody can argue about the result, and it's a big, big win on this Cricket World Cup League 2 table for the Canucks, the Maple Leafers, the Men in Red, whatever you want to call them. Canada elated in their first ODI at home. And Ali, the batting for Nepal, well, really, really disappointing. So much so, in fact, that the top scorers in the innings, they're right down at the bottom of the card. Karen KC with 27 and Sandeep Lamachan